All right, let's get right into it. We have a colossal showdown in the Volleyball Women's World Championship. This isn't just any match, it's the final group stage battle. And believe me, everything is on the line. We're talking Thailand versus the Netherlands.
So picture this, a sold-out stadium in Bangkok. Two undefeated teams going head-to-head. And they're not just playing for pride here. The winner of this match snags the top spot in Group A, which could totally reshape their entire journey to the championship. The stakes, they honestly could not be higher.
Now, what makes this matchup absolutely riveting is the incredible clash of styles. It's almost like a classic David versus Goliath story, but on a volleyball court. On one side, you have the lightning-fast, artistic, almost dizzying plays of Thailand, and on the other, the raw, overwhelming height and power of the Netherlands. They are a literal European fortress. So, the billion-dollar question is, which approach wins? Does speed outsmart power, or does the fortress simply refuse to fall? Let's dig in and break this whole thing down. Okay, first things first. To really get this matchup, you've got to understand what makes these two teams tick. It goes way beyond just tactics on a whiteboard. This is about their entire philosophy of how volleyball should be played. Let's start with Thailand. To understand their whole system, you really only need to know one phrase, and it's a phrase that even their opponents use to describe them. It's combination volleyball. So, what in the world is combination volleyball, right? Well, think of it this way. They've weaponized speed. It's all about super fast, deceptive attacks and really intricate plays designed to completely mess with the other team's timing at the net. But none of it works without their legendary scrappy defense. And the mastermind conducting this whole orchestra? That's their star setter, Pornpun Gwaidpard. Her brain works a million miles an hour. The end goal of this whole system? To make their opponent's height advantage totally, completely useless.
And then, you look at the other side of the net, the Netherlands. They are the complete opposite. Their philosophy is something you could call the European fortress. It's simple, it's direct, and man, is it effective.
Their game isn't trying to be fancy. It's built on pure physical dominance. It all starts with putting up this massive wall at the net to just snuff out attacks. If you do manage to get a ball past the block, their serves are coming at you hard, trying to break your rhythm before you can even start a play. And when they get the ball, they have absolute cannons like Nika Delderup ready to end the rally. The goal is simple: shut you down and overpower you.
So we have these two totally different styles, but how can we tell who has the edge right now? Well, lucky for us, we have a perfect measuring stick. See, both of these teams have already played Sweden in this tournament, and the results, well, they tell a fascinating story. Just take a look at this. It lays it all out pretty clearly. You've got Thailand, who handled Sweden no problem, a clean, efficient 3-0 sweep. Then you have the Netherlands, who had to fight for their lives. It took them a 5-set marathon just to get the win. That right there tells you that they can be pushed. They can be vulnerable. I mean, let that number sink in. 5. 5 grueling sets for the Netherlands to beat a team that Thailand just breezed past in 3. That single number speaks volumes about who's coming into this huge match looking a lot sharper. All right, so let's zoom in a bit. We've talked about the big picture strategies. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty on the court, because this match is absolutely going to be decided by a few key one-on-one battles. First up, we've got Thailand's biggest offensive weapon, Pimpachaya Kokram, who, by the way, dropped 23 points on Sweden, and she's going to be firing that ball right into the heart of the giant Dutch wall. This is that classic matchup, right? It's incredible offensive finesse going up against a massive disciplined defense. Next, we have what I'm calling the tempo war. Here's the deal. Thailand's entire speedy system completely falls apart if their star setter, Pornpun, can't get a good first pass. The Netherlands knows this. You better believe they're going to serve aggressively, trying to disrupt that rhythm from the very first touch. Whoever wins this little minigame, they will control the pace of the entire match. And finally, it all comes down to a test of wills. You've got the huge power of the Dutch hitters trying to blast the ball through the floor against the legendary grit of Thailand's defense, which just refuses to let the ball die. Thailand's whole goal is to drag them into these long, exhausting rallies, hoping to frustrate them into making mistakes. The question is, can the Dutch hitters stay patient, or will that relentless defense just wear them down? You can break down the X's and O's all day, but sometimes matches are won and lost because of things you just can't measure on a stat sheet. I'm talking about history, the energy of the crowd, and pure raw momentum.
And when you look at the history between these two teams, yikes, it's pretty one-sided. In their last 15 matches, the Netherlands has won 12. 12. That is a massive psychological hurdle that Thailand is going to have to overcome. But, and this is a huge but, those past games weren't played in Bangkok. You have to factor in what everyone's calling the Humark factor. We are talking about over 6,000 screaming fans creating an absolute fortress of noise and support. Trust me, that kind of energy can level the playing field, no matter what the history books say.
So where's the momentum right now? Well, Thailand is coming in absolutely flying. They're confident, they're rested after that clinical win. The Netherlands, on the other hand, just survived a war. They're more tired, and their coach even admitted they were dealing with some nerves. The advantage here, it feels like it's clearly with the home team.
Okay, so we've looked at the styles, we've looked at the matchups, we've looked at all the intangibles. Let's put all this evidence together and try to make a final call. Here's how I see this match playing out. I actually think the Netherlands' power and experience helps them come out strong and take that first set. But then, Thailand will adjust. Their speed and that nonstop defense will start to wear the Dutch down, and I think they'll take sets 2 and 3. And then in a super tight fourth set, I think the energy from that home crowd is going to be the thing that pushes Thailand right over the finish line. Look, the Netherlands is absolutely good enough to win a set, no question, but trying to maintain that level of power against Thailand's unique system in that stadium, that is a huge ask. So for me, when you combine the tactical edge, the current momentum, and that insane home court advantage, it all points to one outcome. Thailand wins this thing, 3-1.
But hey, at the end of the day, that's just the analysis. The match still has to be played. So the ultimate question is this: will Thailand's tactical brilliance and their home court fortress be enough to overcome pure physical power? Or is history destined to repeat itself? We're all about to find out.